Hey Stampers, it's Judy Klock here at Stampin' with Crafty Clock. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty this evening trying to get on, but I'm so excited to be here with you today and to share with you the new beautiful balloons bundle. It will be available on Tuesday, May 2nd, and it comes as part of the Balloon Bouquet suite of products. So it's got the beautiful balloons stamp set, the matching dies, and I'm going to show you what those are, as well as some designer series paper. And so there's all these dies. Now these 4 dies over here on the right, these will actually cut out stamped images. The rest of these are just sort of accessory images. I'm going to show you how I used some of these. Now this is cute. This is either can be like a ruffle, or if you leave, it comes out as a solid piece. You can not cut off that bottom edge, and you can like weave ribbon or another piece of cardstock through there for a totally different look. This is actually the negative of the pieces that it cut out. It was much easier to glue the negative piece on this display board to show you all the pieces, but let me show you what you can do with the negative pieces. Okay, so I made a shaker card here. So I cut out a whole bunch of those little pieces, put them in a shaker card. This vellum is part of, I'm sorry, not vellum. It's a window sheet that is part of the suite. It's got dots. It's got like the confetti streamers type things and one other design. And it's gold on one side and silver on the other. So you can use this, and I use that triple balloon punch to cut that out. This beautiful designer series paper. Made a whole bunch of these little bits and bobbles and made a shaker card with them. Okay, now of course you can just buy like the iridescent shakers that we have in the catalog that's coming out, or you can just make your own. Now of course I didn't use the colors that match because I didn't have a lot of this cardstock yet, so I just used some of the cardstock I had on hand. So that's why the little shaker pieces don't match so well. All right, so that was one of the cards that we did. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do, like we always do, 2 cards. I'm going to do a simple stamping card, but I love, oh, let me show you the designer series paper, if I can find where I put it. So this has almost all of the new colors in there. It's got Azure Afternoon, Berry Burst, Blueberry Bushel, Bubble Bath, Fresh Freesia, Lemon Lime Twist, Lemon Lolly, Lost Lagoon, Misty Moonlight, and Pretty Peacock. And just look at these beautiful papers. So this is just going to be such a fun, bright set. All right, so now that we've got that, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm using Blueberry Bushel for our card base because I actually had a lot of it from when it retired. I had a lot in stock rather in staff. Listen to me. So we're going to just do a simple stamping card. We're going to use some Lemon Lolly, some Bubble Bath, and this is actually Azure Afternoon. And we're going to go ahead and just do a really simple stamping card. We're just going to use stamps, inks, and paper, nothing else. And then we're going to step it up and we're going to do some embossing. This is that new basics embossing folder, the dots. It's not called dots. It's a special kind of dot, and I can't remember what it is. This is that piece I was talking about where we can make like the ruffles. And we used a piece of our gorgeous variegated designer series paper to just kind of make that ruffle. And then I just stamped and punched out 3 of the balloons. I couldn't find my white baker's twine to add some bows. So when I find it, I will go ahead and add that to finish it off. It's down here somewhere. I know I brought it down. I couldn't tell you where I put it. So, all right, let's go and get started. And I also, like I bought some thin leather to make leather tags for one of my friends on the Cricut. And for the life of me, I can't remember where I put it. So I'm going to have to tear this place apart to try to find that leather. But, it's literally there 1 minute and then gone the next. All right, these are photopolymers. So I'm going to pull in my Stampin' Pierce mat. I'm going to put it under my piece. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to stamp. Let's go ahead. This is for the little sentiment. Let's go ahead and stamp our inside. And on the inside, I stamped happy birthday. And I think I already have them out. So I am going to go ahead and stamp the inside with our blueberry bushel, because I'm going to use that for the other card too. So, all right, so we're just going to stamp a happy birthday. And then we have this little stamp here. It's got like streamers and, I don't know, little confetti and all that kind of stuff. So we're just going to go ahead and stamp that in our bubble bath. I really do like this color. I don't know where I put my, make sure this is clean. I'm just going to kind of stamp these, just maybe kind of along the top, just to give it a fun, festive atmosphere on the inside of our card. If the inside of a card can have a fun, festive atmosphere, that's what we're going to do. All right, so we've got that. Now let's go ahead and let's stamp. Well, while I have the pink out, let's go ahead and stamp our streamers. Okay, I did not put this one on a block, and I don't know why. Oops, we'll leave that one too. All right, let me just close that before it falls. Okay, I have my helpers down here. I have Trooper down here with me today. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and put this on one of my long blocks. Let me move that out of the way. Bring in our other piece of basic white. And I'm just going to ink up. It's a really long stamp. So I'm just going to kind of ink it like that. And then go over here and just maybe go like that. There's really no rhyme or reason to how I'm putting this on there. I'm just kind of putting it on there any way I want. Now I really need to find, oh, here it is. It's under my paper trimmer. My cleaning chamois. Now these are due for a good cleaning. So tomorrow I'm going to take them all up. I'm going to gather them. I'm going to throw them in like a netted lingerie bag. I'm going to throw them in my washing machine with a load of towels and get those really clean. I won't need to put them in the dryer, but every once in a while, about once a month, I like to really get them really clean and get all the ink out of them. So I just kind of throw them in with my like towels or rags, something where it won't matter if it, you know, gets the ink on something else, like, you know, dark towels or my husband's rags when he washes the car. So so that's just a good little hint that of something that I like to do. All right, let's go add some lemon lolly. Such a pretty yellow. What is your favorite of the new colors that are coming out? Let's see. Maybe right there. Let's do one more. Let's maybe do one more right there. Okay. All right, so now we've got our cards, our inside done. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to go and work on our outside. So I'm going to stamp the big balloon in Azure Afternoon. Okay. There you go. And now you'll notice these have like little stars on them. Okay, kind of around the edges. All right, we've got that one. Now I'm going to come in here with our next one, and I'm going to stamp that in lemon lolly. Just love that lemon lolly color. So pretty. Okay, gonna stamp that right there. Oh, and I didn't get enough ink on it. Let me see if I can kind of stamp over it. Well, we'll see. There we go. Let's see. All right, not too bad. It's all right. And then we're gonna do one more, the littlest one with our bubble bath. Let me find our littlest one. Okay. Clean it off. I was late getting everything ready today, so I was kind of prepping at the last minute, which is so like me. All right, so now we've got our 3 balloons on there. Now let's go ahead and we're going to add, let's close these up because you know that I make a mess with these when they're open. Okay, let's go ahead and add that little balloon string. Okay, that I am just going to stamp in our Memento Tuxedo Black. All right, let me pull this over here. Okay. And now I am just going to go ahead and add these strings. I tell you, between the glare from the light and my glasses, all right, I can't really see because there we go, but we're getting it. All right. Hopefully most of that will be covered, or some of it will be covered by our sentiment, which says, "This calls for a celebration." And I thought I had all of these out, but I did not. All right, let's put this on. Now this one we also stamped in Azure Afternoon. We're just going to keep it all in one color on the front. Okay, stamp this. And all the measurements for all the pieces will be on my blog post tomorrow. So don't worry about it. But pretty much for this, it's standard, 8.5, 5.5, 4 1/4. This layer is 4 by 5 1/4. So, nothing crazy. This little one, I think, is 3/4 by maybe 2 3/4. And then I made the blue piece just like 1/8 of an inch larger. All right, so we're going to go ahead and mount this up, and it's not going to be a lot that's going to be showing because it's only about 1/8 of an inch larger on each in length and width. All right, let's go ahead and put our card together. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and put this on the inside. Okay, so happy to see Blueberry Bushel back. Such a pretty blue. Okay, there we go. We'll go ahead and put this on our front. Now, if you wanted to go ahead and add Wink of Stella to the balloons to give them a little bit of sparkle, you can do that. If you want to add some gems, you can go ahead and do that. Always, it's your cards. You can always embellish it any way you want. I just try to keep these simple. Simple. All right, we're going to just put some Stampin' Dimensionals on there. And there we go. And we will cover up most of our bobble with that black ink. So, shoo! All right, so that is our first card. All right, now we're sticking with our Blueberry Bushel. And for this card, we are going to, I've already done it because I was pressed for time, but we're going to stamp 3 of these, and then we're going to cut them out. I'm going to show you how I did this one. And then we're going to die cut this, and this one I've already run through that 3D embossing folder. So let's go ahead and stamp some of these balloons. Okay, let me show you the littlest one first. Let me get a little piece of scrap paper. Okay, that's what I love doing, all these little pieces of scrap paper. They're great for this kind of thing. So we have our smallest balloon somewhere. Here it is. Okay. And I'm going to clean this off because I'm going to stamp this one in the Azure Afternoon. Okay, move that one out of the way. All right, now we've got that stamped. Now in this set, there is a little piece. Again, it looks kind of like just dots and stars. I guess it's like an accent piece or a fill-in piece. So this one, I'm going to ink up in our Blueberry Bushel. Okay. I'm going to stamp it over this little balloon. Okay. And that's going to give us that look where we have those like stars and circles and other shapes on our balloon. Can you see that? Let me see that. There we go. Okay. So that's how you get that look. Now for our larger balloon, we are going to stamp the large balloon in our bubble bath. I have to think sometimes because I want to say fresh freesia because they look so close in color, but they're not. Okay, so this one, I'll make sure I get good ink on there. All right. And then I'm going to, again, push it down, and you'll see as it sticks to the paper, the part where the ink is gets darker. That's how you know that you've got good adhesion, and when you lift it up, you're going to get a nice, good stamp. All right, then we're going to take our happy birthday again, and I just stuck my thumb in my ink pad, so yay me. And then we're going to stamp it on an angle right across our balloon. Get a little bit more ink on there. There we go. Okay, and now we've got our happy birthday. So then I would go ahead and take the dies, and we would go ahead and cut them out. And then we would have our 3 balloons. All right, so I'm going to save those for later because I want to show you the fringe piece, because I think this is so much fun. All right, so let's take out. So this is what the die looks like. It's just a great big long die. And I put my garage door magnet in here to hold all my dies in there. Okay, then I've got our mini stamp cut and emboss. All right, let me move some of this stuff. Okay, let's move that. Let's close this up. Done with our ink pads. Okay, so we've got our mini stamp cut and emboss. All right, we've got our strip of designer series paper. So, and I cut it so that purposefully so I could get all of the colors going across. And this is just about 6 inches long. Excuse me. So now we're going to go ahead and run this through our stamp cut and emboss. Okay, let me just get it on there. Okay, I hate when it's not the magnetic plate. Okay, let's just make sure we're getting this all. All right. I want to make sure it's straight because we want to use one edge to adhere our fringe to our card. Okay. Let me go get a Post-it so I can keep this in place. Hang on, folks. I'm used to using my old magnetic plate with these. So when I have to do something like this, I always forget that I can use my Post-it tape to kind of help hold everything in place. All right, let's see. Here we go. All right. All right. I just want to make sure I hold the die where I want it. Okay. So this won't hurt the machine or anything. It just kind of holds everything in place. All right. Here we go. All right. So we're going to run this through. Okay. Hey, Cynthia. How are you? Good to see you. Your message just popped up. Must be a delay tonight. All right. So now I've got that. Move that out of the way. So now you'll see. So it just kind of looks like it's got all these lines in it, right? So now I want to go, and you can either cut this with your scissor. I think it's easier if you just kind of run it through your paper trimmer. That's just my opinion, but you know, everybody likes to do things differently. So I'm just going to put this on like the 3/4 of an inch mark, and I am just going to go ahead, actually maybe like the 7/8 of an inch. I don't take off that much. Okay, so this is a 1 inch by 6 inch piece of designer series paper. So I just cut off that little strip, and now it kind of frees up that fringe so that when you go to put it on your card, that is all sort of like free flowing. All right, let's go ahead and get our card assembled. So I'm not stamping anything on the inside, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to adhere a piece of basic white to the inside. Again, I like to do this. I think it just gives the card a nice finished look. It's just something I like to do. Not everybody does it. It's a personal preference, but I think it looks nice. Okay, so now we've got that. Now we've got our piece. Now this is the one that we embossed with the basics, 3D basics. This is an online exclusive, so you can get these online only. They will not be in any catalog, but they come, there's a set of 3. It comes with this one with like the dots. It's got one with floral, and it's got one with a crosshatch. So, and I think it's $3 for the, I'm sorry, $10 for the 3 of them. I don't even know what I'm saying. All right, let's go. Now I find that with these embossed pieces, you almost have to use the liquid glue because it doesn't really work well with the Stampin' Seal. So when I have an embossed piece like this, I just right away go for the liquid glue. Okay, now on this one, this is going to be a little bit long, right? But I want to keep some of that yellow. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to kind of figure out, and I think right at this dark pink, we're going to cut it right there. Remember, we only need, this is, our white piece is only 5 1/4, and we cut this at 6. So it still might be a little long. That's okay. We can figure that out. All right. So I'm going to go and I'm going to add a very thin line of liquid glue. See, there's like, gosh, maybe like 1/8 of an inch here. That's solid. There's no slit in it. That's where I'm putting the liquid glue. And can you tell that I fought with my blueberry bushel stamp pad today? It was all over me. It was just one of those days. But you know what? It's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. So, you know, it's a good week. All right. So now we're just going to go ahead and put this up there. Just have it even with the edges of your basic white. Okay. We can cut off a little bit more. Let's go ahead and cut off, I think these last 3. I think these last 3 will be good. Okay, I'm just going to trim those off. Okay, there we go. All right, now these, I'm going to put this on here with dimensionals because I want this to pop up. So I'm going to put that on with some dimensionals. It's a big one, so I'm going to use 3. Okay. All right, we're going to put that kind of right in the middle. Then I'm just going to glue these down on either side of it. Okay, so I'm going to put one right, maybe one right there. And then I'll put this little one maybe like right there. Okay, and then I have the dots, excuse me, from, they were from the Daisy set. I was going to add those, and I had those. I literally had those right here in the package, and I said, I'm going to put these on, and now I'll be darned if I can find where I put them. Don't you hate that when you literally have the things that you want and then you can't find them? All right, well, let's go with some basic rhinestones because I don't know where those silly gems went to, but I literally just have them here because I put them on the sample card. Oh, there they are. Oh, I tell you, I don't know what's wrong with me some days. All right, so this is the Lemon Lolly, and I'm just going to put these on randomly, and that's going to kind of pick up that Lemon Lolly that's in that designer series paper. I'm just going to add 3 of these little gems, and that is our second card. So that was it for this evening. So here was our first card. It was just stamps, inks, and paper. And we just used the streamers image, some balloons, and just a couple of sentiments. And then we added some die cuts. We added some die cuts. We did the 3D embossing folder to create just another birthday card. But you know, I love these. Change out the colors. They could be suitable for, you know, this is like really fun, maybe for kids, for women, you know, change them out, maybe use some darker colors, suitable for guys. I mean, who doesn't like balloons? Everybody likes balloons. All right. That is it for me this evening. I hope you have a great weekend. Don't forget, the new catalog goes live on Tuesday. I am so excited. I can't wait to get some more of those beautiful stamp sets that are in the catalog. If you have not gotten a catalog yet and you are not working with another Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, please go ahead and leave me a comment and I will reach out to you to try to get you a catalog. That's it for me. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll see you next week. Bye.